Tikulandireni madzulo ano mprogramu inanso sabata ino ya Times Exclusive. Ndine Brian Banda kukulandirani kulikonse kumene muli in Malawi and around the world. Amatipatsira maprogramuwa ndi Rainbow Pens. Mulendo wanga mprogramu uyu madzulo ano ndi Dr Edward Kalumbamoyo Mbewe, amene ndi dokotala amene achokera mdziko la United States of America, komwe ku Chicago uko, koma ndi Malawi ndithu ochokera pankhotakota apa. Tikulandireni Dr Mbewe, mwatilemekeza kwambiri. Mudachoka liti mmudzi muno?
Mudzi muno nachoka 1998.
Okay.
Kulowera kupita ku America.
Okay.
Ku America ndikubwera takhala zaka zonsezi.
Okay.
Ndi pakati posuti tinapeza mwayi obwera kumudzi yayi.
Okay.
Koma mwayi nazopezeka nthawi imene I lost my father.
Okay.
Then nazabwera cha 2015.
So ngati chichewa chingavute mukhozo maphatikiza. Chifanda unakali kuti chichewa lilime lapindika. Ndangoma masente sawiri ndonali lilime lapindika tu. Proceed.
When I lost my father kubwera kumaliro kuja, and it was just formally wrong kumkhotakota.
Okay.
Kumkhotakota. In 2019 nabwera ndayananga kuzabwera nawo and kunali ma demonstration nthawi ya chisankho.
Mwazabwera nthawi imeneyi.
Ndiye kubwereranso. Ulendo uno sopano unali kuti tipange plan ya medical trip. Ndi ya smiling surgeons. Ndiyanza ngati attend pit.
Okay.
Ndiye sono kubwera kuzaona takazikika kuti tubwera planta ya malingaliro ngobwera planta.
So muli ndi smiling
surgeons and the leader wa our group ndi Dr Tanya Nkongola. Ndiye gulumeje mapanga ma operations ama zokutupa zako constitution.
Okay.
Komano ineyo kwambiri kubwera kuti so ndiza kumane ndi gulu la patriots.
Okay.
Amene ali bungwe limene likuthandiza ntchito imene tupanga kubweresa ma container kumazi ku chipatala.
Okay.
Ndiye dzulo linali kucholo.
Okay.
Cholo district hospital alandira container.
Okay.
Ya zofunika za pa chipatala.
Tiyambe ndi patriots. Idayamba bwanji.
So pano kukhala muliyenda. Chikumbumtima cha kumudzi chimatipeza. Koma nthawi zambiri ambiri timakhala na chikumbumtima. Koma kuti tipanga chani kumudzi kumudzi. Kukhala chikumbumtima. Ndi nthawi imafika apo moyo wa munthu kuti pa nthawi inoyo I have to do something. Takhala muliyenda mwana we have to look.
Banja somapeza kumweko. Banja wambezo. Mzungu. Muyanka mofoka.
Ayi
mzungu. Muri kuli makala ndi umene. Dr Mbewe pitiriza.
Ndi anyamata amene tinapita ku school kudetsa. Kudetsa kunali vuto la madzi, kudetsa kunali vuto la dining, ndi anzathu akamapita kulonga makafika ku school kuja. Nkuona mmene zinthu zititula. School iyi sinali chonje. School imene yaphunzitsa anthu ambiri atsogolera ambiri. Atsogolera athu apingu anapita kumene. Atsogolera athu apita anapita kumene. Richard Banda anapita mali magulu kombe. School yaphunzitsa anthu ambiri. Komano tipange china chake. Ndi tinabwera pamodzi kuyankhula zinthu zinthu 2019.
Okay.
Kuti tipanga bwanji. Ndiye kufufuza tinamba ni mattress. Tinapanga kugula mattress kutumiza ku school. Kusava vuto la madzi. Tipanga madzi kupanga I think yena nakapeza mwa ndi Islamic group kukaitika draw umene.
Okay.
Ndikina kuva kuti anyamata kudya choima muchi dining hall.
Kudetsa.
Kudetsa. We have to do something. Ndi tinapanga kakuka cha kupanga fundraise bwino. Paka we got I think about 20 million. Kupangisa ma table on planta ya mono and moved them paka kuti kudetsa.
Okay.
Then we say kuti if we can do this thing locally, why can't we take it nationally? Ndi kwamba sono pika maganizo bwanji.
Okay.
Ndi kumene muje mwali abusa mabankwe. Chiwambo.
Okay. Ya Chiwambo ndi amene naona kwambiri ndi mapatriots.
Chiwambo. Ndiye kupeza amdebwe kulilongo kwamba sono kuti what can we do? Ndi akuchini akulemeka mmene muje kuti tipanga bwanji. Ndi it took us time to really bake the ideas, brainstorm and bake the ideas, and finally we had an incubation. Daddy, here are the things we can do. Healthcare, agriculture, education, entrepreneurship, manufacturing, mpaka ukafika technology, you know, and AI and artificial intelligence. Kumana sono tapanga identify zintuzi ndi tiyambira pati. Ndi mupange find out what are the most needs the country needs. How in Zipatala? Why in Zipatala? No. If you go in the hospitals, things are not okay. We ask the Achiwambo, where someone trying to get our previous secretary of health, Agangombe.
Okay.
But sit down with him. To understand the landscape and the landscape in the health, and he was able to guide us. At the time, PS Secretary of Health and Dr. Mwansambu.
Okay.
Sat down with Dr. Mwansambu, Kambira, and that would help. So we didn't know what the Tiambira.
Okay.
Then Kenako Tapanga need to plan it, we put it in place. I said to Kwachiwambo, the vote of Nogo America, ndira kuti ne ndipite mabungwe ndikane kuda makayi kufuna chakuti zimavuta.
Okay.
Chifukwa chimene zimavutira chakuti anthu onama achuluka.
Okay.
Apita mabungwe muchapa sida zinthu zizola muti mtumba. Then we have to find the government as a bridge.
Okay.
Then through that thought process tinaona tendipangire ichi ku embassy.
Okay.
Then kupanga according to Malawi embassy. Mama yangu ndi ambassador Chombo.
Okay.
Esme Chombo. Kwa futhi kuzira ambassador, excited. I'm in. I want to be part of that. There's someone who said, here's the layout. Tikamapita kwa gogoda office, ma company, kuti tufuna chitandizo. Then we'll bring you in to close the deal.
Yeah.
And the idea ndiya kuti asatitenge ifunga di mena akuchitira anthu amaiko eno kumaka nama, kumatenga drama zichakumana. Then we had a plan of action for we know that integrity is everything.
Yeah.
The moral ability could be trusted is everything. We started in the and I said to myself, one cool charity changa ku Amherst ku Chicago. Then now was our charity. For charity begins at home.
Yeah.
Now was our church within the voto homes Zipatala.
Okay.
Munditani zopanga fundraise. That church and what do you need? They did find out and that project cure. Amakwira dziko mukapemba amakapanga needs assessment ndiana zabwera kusapanga needs assessment we had to put together $4,000
okay
ma diaspora ndiaza tamalayo tinasonkanisa ndrama kwa basa then they send muntu kubwera kuno anapanga pa Queens kumalamulo kuwapanga ujiri kupanga needs assessment about 10 hospitals atazabwera kuti taranda report zofunika zibezofunika kumalayo ndeso bano bokufunika kuti container choti tipange process zinthu zonsezi tike mu container ndikupanga ship zimafika between 30,000-36,000
okay dollars
yeah komano container ichi katundu amene amuyika mmene muchi nthawi zambiri is 550 to 650,000 US dollars
okay
chabwino komano tikuthandizaniso kuti tipeze ma funders chabwino
akiwa amene
project cure chifaiso ndi list ya nako amapasa zinthu katumizani zinthu and ndikonde Ukraine have been sending a lot of things South America Asia and ngosabeza kuti takumana ndi anthu kumene kucha amene they really understood our challenges koma in the meantime kuchali chikucha tapanga kale gala fundraise and Madam Ambassador came Dr. Tanya Nkungula who has a practice kucheni ku DC came Dr. Kamana Mbekene amene sali kucheni ku Chicago they came we fundraised kupezeka ndrama zijatatani tapeza container was a project cure and the way we did it ndrama zijamukapanga collect zipite ku project cure anapanga account so atapanga account container yakatumiza they will show you an invoice ndrama zijamnaika papa container ndi tapanga tachosa ndrama zisomanga zero account
zoika mu container muzipeza kuti
so anthu ngati kuchali chiko anthu anangopanga ma donations madole mpaka kwana 36,000
I see
a project cure ndrama ziyazakwanira kuti container ipite kuti ndiye achaichaje nda Chicago Synod ndi tinanena kuti kuli nzuzu imene ili pafupi ndi Synod fapana zapezeka azungu ena aku Chicago kuchi anali pa Synod ya Livingstone ya pamzuzu ndi data ikakafika container ichi akakhalanso azungu ache pati pamene pacho takaoneka tu afika ndiye ukaukauzana katundu chanatani anafika kupezeka kuti tatumiza katundu mzuzu kucha alandira anzawa chankwazo katundu chotani wafika nditi tayamba pamene poyambira tayamba choncho kupeza kuti anzathu achada tendi tikaise US United States Parcel, which
Okay.
is UPS
Okay.
Foundation.
Yeah.
Companies ambiri kwa make amakhala what they call corporate citizen.
Yeah.
Kuti tithandiza bwanji ma environment, ma communities
Yeah.
atu ngati company.
Yeah.
Consciousness kuti tithandize anthu. There we went there kukankhulana nawo kwabwiresa madam ambassador kuyankhulana nawo atatipanga 5 containers. Basi mungoti pasa uchini kuti tipanga wow to go about. Mutenge ndalama zimene mapasa project cure mkuika account. Acha kupanga transfer ndalama zija kuti kwa account ija. Project cure mkwamba kumatumiza ma container. Ema container atoyamba anapita ku Central Hospital ya Kuzomba.
Okay. Tinaona. Ndonkani watu anapita Kuzomba.
First container village.
Okay.
Container yachiri kupita kubwaira. Container yachitatu kupita ku Likuni. Mkuzapita ku Nsanje.
Okay.
Maona?
Yeah.
Mkupeza kuti ma container chambo sabana kuti kuyamba kubwera slowly.
Yeah.
Nditiri nkati mmene muchi. Mkuzayankhula ndakula ku project cure. Kukana nawo pasuta what do we do next? Ata police chani pali bungwe lina limene titakukamba nawo. Then we went there kukamba nawo Islamic Relief.
Okay.
USA. What is interesting so pano Islamic Relief USA ndi bungwe la Chisilamu.
Yeah.
Komano kunoko structure yathu ndiye kuti zipatala za boma, zipatala za chama,
Yeah.
zipatala za Islamic Health Association,
Yeah.
zimene zilandire zinthu.
Yeah.
Komano yo aja anachita kunena kuti katundu yakamapita akupita kwa anthu. We don't care kuti ndachali chanji kachipembedzo chanji, we just want to help the people. Ndiye anatuza yo aja kuti atikupasani ma container 27 containers. Ndeti zinasatumizaso munthu kubwera kachiwiri kusapanga chani assessment.
Okay. Yeah.
Kukafika kuzuzu uko, kukafika mental health, kukafika konse ku malo siyana kupanga nditumanidza assessment. The idea is what do you need? For the example my aid jama bwira force feed.
That's right.
Kuponyera
Yeah.
dumping.
Yeah.
We said no, you go and meet my providers I help. Madokota akakuuze chimene chikufunika.
Yeah.
And they make a list kubwera. Ndalama zi and kuti mupite kuti muone kuti ndalama zikabwera zikuenda bwanji. You just go to Project Cure website.
Okay.
projectcure.org.
Yeah.
And mupange punch Malawi. Muyiona report yonse. Transparency.
Okay.
Muyiona report yonse ndo container chakapanga yonse process akukwenza kuti container yapita kunchinji ndalama zake zisapita. Container yapita kuchitipa ndalama zake izi. Container yapita kukaronga. Malo mabomu osewo malo tukunena ma container afika kale.
Okay.
So unoba kuti chofunyira so kwambiri kuti tuone measurement.
Yeah.
Kuti ndaija tisana bwere muli ndi vuto.
Yeah.
Munali apa panopo mwanandira zipangizo muli apa
mumakhala chani container
suno container mu zinthu zimene zikukhala mmene mucha yeah. Sauti ngati ino yetu izendo adokotala munino munthu ine ntchito ndikuidziwa koma ndibe thermometer ndibe stethoscope ndibe x-ray machine ndibe ICU bed zinthu zene mukuzifuna ma supplies ma gloves
so asanatumize pa umakhala okambira
kama bwira munthu nditakubwira ngati pa Queens nkubwiresa sono ma department osaba Queens nkukumana mu conference kuti tatuzani vuto lanu nene pamene pacha pange list mkuyenda so ma ward kaya mana moto mmene tikunena panabwera so container specialized beds ma ICU beds 44 beds tinachita kugawa pa Queens akhalepo kuzomba kunzuzu kulilongo following up ndi manitsa amene akufunika ndi pano tikunena pano tapangaso secure 50 containers
pamwamba pa amene mwa
27 ndi 27 anatipasa poyambayo tinaliso kale titapanga fundraise 5 ndiso pano tikubwera so 50 the target kuti tifike 100 so pano leye imene kubwera yachiwiri nakasiyo yamba chisono tapanga mabedi tapanga mwina ma x-ray machine zina layer imene kuzabwera yachiwiri so mane kala very specialized kuti can we say madokotala awa kuti mungapite kunsanje kukapanga operation imene mukupanga pa Queens and anene kuti yes or no why not that's the question why can't you do this ndengati kuti expansion mwina ya theaters ndizimene locality you can ask kuti kunoko kumudzi mukunena kuti mukufuna operations zipangika koma kachipinda kakachepa can't we do brick and mortar tigule cement titukuze izi can't we do that that's why the demand the core and the appeal is to mind people that this is our moment, this is our country.
Boma la Malawi lailandira bwanji nkhani
ndi pamene tikufuna kuti boma tsopano yapanga ntchito yaikulu kupanga bridge through the embassy yapanga bridge ndi Ministry of Health ndi Minister of Local Government ndi Minister of Finance. Chifukwa container chakabwera kupanga wave mavat.
Oh, okay.
So uno ubale umene ukuoneka koma chimene tikufuna kwambiri chakuti they have to elevate it. Apange elevate chifukwa dzulo ngati mene tinapita kucholo. Pakanaka kusangalasa kwambiri kuti ka Minister of Local Government analipompa.
Okay. Mubereka kuchena.
Okay. Kuchikwawa. Minister of Health analipompa. Chifukwa chakuti we can't do this alone. Tifundisipha sana nzeru. You want just to know you know what? Anapempa chakuti koma no. I think tipange mwakuti. Chifoma ask in amakhala special. And then we have to time it well. Kuma infrastructure the Minister of Health and Local Government. Alinayo gari.
Okay.
What we need to know, how can we dovetail these things? Help and we can't do this in the dark. That's why I'm saying the ADM it's not tailor-made for us.
Okay. Say that again.
The aid has failed in Malawi and many parts of Africa because it's not tailor-made to our needs.
Okay.
The needs of the people have to drive the nature of the aid.
Okay.
If I give you school bus, and business, transportation, I've completely missed that resource. You can't fill the bus.
So nice. You can't fill the bus.
If I had asked you, said,
so nice.
You see?
Then
you can 10 centers or 20 centers. I've missed the target.
You can't fill the bus,
That's the need. So we have to understand where do we start. They're sending us into Kamaiko. They're sending us into without coming to that full even my structure, I'm a building, they're not designed for us. They're not designed for us. If you go in the theater, the way they're designing it, the theater they have 10-15 people operating in 2-3 days. You can't see that in America. No. So which means the way we build theaters the waiting rooms or recovery rooms, it should be completely different. Operation recovery.
Okay.
Zonse zikhali pompacha. Manese azitamanga pompacha. Useti kunogo recovery operation we can't manage
10 kilometers.
Maona.
Ndeko America kuzimakhala manje.
Ku America because azathu achindama resources. Muno kunogo dokota amene opanga operation ndwina, our recovery ndwina. Maona? And the way they're sending my information my X-ray, my information they're there. Information in mobile operation which akuzani recovery which you just see on your document electronic tablet. We can't do that here. The way we have my needs should define how the aid comes in. And the way we also want to define it's a specialized aid. Can we learn something from it? One of the persons I met up with and I, the manufacturer my surgical equipment.
Okay.
He says minerals in the rutin, tungsten and all that. Kumano, why can't you make my equipment for surgery? And you have coke, which means you can smell these things. All I have to bring you the modes.
Okay.
You see that? Kumano, some of these things that use reconstructing my faces and one of those little things $8,000 and I will know that you can make this thing here and even I can sell it to the rest of Africa. You have everything. Why are you sending my cause outside the country? We have to think as the people that own things in this country, and because we think that way, we're not waiting for somebody to tell us where to go and how to get there. We have to think about it. Like I've said, the China is for the Chinese, or China is what it is because everybody's Chinese.
Everybody's Chinese.
We have to think now. There's no Tumbuka, there's no Ngoni, there's no Yao, there's Malawi. That's the only way we can change this country. Because everybody comes in Onkodawot. Ndipezeke mpando, then ndibange miseo Onkodawot. Panopa ndukuzana Brian is 22 containers. There's no container Onkodawot.
Sinafika Onkodawot?
By design.
What?
Chifukwa container ipite kumene kuli need.
Okay.
And the first
Mbewe mujola Onkodawot. Ndiye ambe Onkodawot.
the first place is kuafusa chipatala kuti kumene kufunika chithandizo. Tertiary hospitals, Queen Elizabeth, Kamu Central Hospital, Mzuzu. What do these from us complicated bwera kuti kumene kuchi? Ndeti yambe kupanga address that area. Tikamaliza pamene pachisono tiyangana kuti district level ndikuti kumene chipatala chili pamochi. Likoma is away from everything. That's where the container should go. Next level. Chitipa ndikutali. Nsanje ndikutali. That's where we should start. Fapa nkuta kuti tuli wrong in the So we are thinking with data should drive decisions. Also because I'm from Kota. Data should drive decisions. And we should find kuti our approach to mavuto at dziko lino, they are centered on the need. Also default in the chair, these isms cannot change this nation. And Kamuzu tried so much to bury that kind of thinking. China is what it is today because everybody's Chinese. Malay can change because everybody's Malayan. This idea, because I'm from the south and from the north, we can't get anywhere. And we can't hold people accountable. Yeah. Because now you'll be saying, oh, Dinchewa, I can't take him down.
Yes. Yes,
the road. Kuchoro. Kuchoro.
Yeah.
I had no idea, and I get emotional.
Yeah.
I get emotional. I had no idea that our people in Choro, they are very much subjected to food insecurity. Do you know why?
Yeah.
So we want to ask, what do you think about people of Choro? I'm from Kota.
Yes.
But what I saw with Choro, I teared up. I cried. This is unacceptable. And chipatala chapa Choro is struggling kuma malo sacha mulima kuja tea. And pamene kulima mutie chipatala chimene amapita ndi pa Choro. Why can these people developing that land work with the district hospital ya Choro? Kuti should be the hospital that can treat the people. I over in this chipatala. We're working with the road. And in this chipatala.
Okay.
Akulima nzimbe. Why can the same thing happen to Choro? Why can that happen to Choro? But also, how much more land can you take from people? Why can't you say to Choro, to say 1/3 of this, it should go back to people so we can have maize? We can't run a nation on hungry people. We can't. I'm saying this from the conviction of my heart that this has to stop. And many of these contracts, they were done when Malaya was 6 million people, 3 million, 4 million people. Things have changed.
Yeah, things have changed.
These contracts have to change. On an international global standard, they have to be nullified. Because we need to change. They cannot be perpetual contracts. No, they can't. So new administration, new thinking, new reasoning. We have to change that. You don't need that kind of amount of land to grow crops these days. You don't need that. People are having farms in a confined place because of technology. Why are you having so much land? So we need to say it's our country, it's our thinking, and we have to change it. But to do that, it's not about government.
Okay.
We, the people, have to demand that. But we also, you see, I always use the word intellectual wealth or intellectual poverty. We are all intelligent. But what differentiates that is the wealth and the poverty. Intellectual poverty is when somebody fails to connect the dots. Okay. They have the intelligence, but what they're lacking is to connect the dots. I'm going to Choro to give over the container to the chief, to the DC, to the people in Choro, to the patriots in Choro. But while I'm there, I'm thinking about the starvation of the people. Because hungry people be coming to the hospital all the time.
Yeah, that's right,
If Nkadabe has a problem in Korea, one of the main reasons, because I live clean water. So for you to combat Korea, start with Madral.
Yeah, that's right,
And it's cheaper to start with Madral than to actually treat Korea. You get what I'm saying?
I'm understanding.
So intellectual poverty and intellectual wealth, those with intellectual wealth, they're able to connect the dots. 11 ambulances at Choro District Hospital. If I were there, I would harvest the other 5 to have the other 5 on the road.
What's happening with the 11 ambulances?
They're all on racks. And you ask them, they say all the engines are working, but they have no tires, no rims. And they have one ambulance which is working. Are you telling me you can't harvest parts From 5 of these 11 to have 6 on the road. That's intellectual poverty.
Intellectual poverty.
And you go in many of these hospitals, you find behind it, they have broken chairs or broken seats. This is metal. Metal, you can weld it.
You can weld it.
We can weld metal. You can reform the parts and all that.
Yeah.
All we need is, if I were to go to Chora again and say, here's 10 million kwacha, all that stuff you have behind the hospital, next time I'm coming here, is fixed. It will be fixed by tomorrow. Why are we failing that? Because we're so busy chasing vanity in this country.
We are so busy chasing
vanity.
Yeah.
And nobody's taking a pause to say, no, this can't be life. You have to come up to a point as a person and look in the mirror and say, now what? You have the roof over your head. You have a meal. You have vehicles outside. What else do you need?
Yeah, what else do you need?
What else do you need? And then when you come to that point, you realize leaders are born. You can't make them. You cannot make a leader. They can learn, they can adjust, but when a leader is born, has a conviction to the people. They speak with conviction. You can see from their work.
Yeah.
I'm not a millionaire, but I'll tell you, I'll spend my last penny to make sure that a human being has a chance. I'm educating in this country about 5, 6, 7 graduates. I've never seen them, I've never met them. But because I've heard from people they need help. And I'm there to give them money for school, to give them computers for school, and send people to say, check out on this kid. Is he alive? Is he a true person? Yes, he's a true person. That's the conviction, because that's the people of tomorrow. That's our future.
Yeah.
And if we don't look back to the future, no matter how much wealth you have, 5 years, 30 years, 20 years, many of them can do your sanata. And I don't have to mention them, but you know them. Hey, I'm going to use the word I'm at bankruptcy. Because they never taught the children how to run a business. But my Indians, my business, they still continue. Because they've taught them. They know the future. We cannot spend our time chasing money. We got to chase knowledge.
Yeah.
We have to chase knowledge. How we transfer that to our young people to take this country forward. So I come back home to talk about how we as a people can rise up.
Yeah.
And demand that amongst ourselves. We can't live like that. We can't do things like that. And I get emotional because I fundamentally believe Malaya is not poor. This nation is not poor, far from it. We have intellectual poverty in this country. And it has to change. Drop that poverty, put wealth. And a nation that have intellectual wealth, people are always thinking about what's next for the good of the people. That's how you change.
So our problem is intellectual poverty. How do we deal with that?
It's the realization that $100 in my pocket is nothing than $1 across the nation. That's how you move the economy of the country.
Say that again. It's a very powerful thought.
$100 in my pocket is nothing compared to $100 in $1 across the nation.
Okay.
That's how you can move the economy, because then everybody is on the move. A multiplier effect. From $1 you can make $3. But if I just keep this money in my pocket, if you make a mark on this money and you put it out there, it will change 2 hands.
Yeah.
But 100 notes will change 1,000 hands. That's how the economy moves. So if I have $80 million in Malawi, as a Malawian, that's sorry. That's sad. Because if 80 million that I have, each Malawian had 1 million, this nation will be somewhere. The thinking, the ability to incubate ideas will be somewhere. But as we take this money from the economy and put it in our pockets, in our banks, we are also siphoning the ability to think.
Yeah.
We're siphoning the ability to think. Because when people think something, have a construction of that, you dream, you act on it, you execute.
Yeah.
All this process needs financial ability to do it. But if people know that if I can think it, I can have it, then I will have the ability to do it. That's where we're killing this country.
We'll take a short break. We'll be back with you,
Thank you so
in a
much.
moment. In case you're just joining us, ndili Dr. Mbewe kuchokera ku Chicago, ku United States of America. Malawi wapa nkhotakota.
Dziko.
Koma akhalitsa kumeneko akugwira ntchito ndi patriots amene akutibweretsera katundu osiyanasiyana mdziko muno waulere
1 container 2.5 billion 2.6 billion 2.8 billion 1 container, and we bring 100 kumalai.
Musatalikire tibweranso with more conversation ndi Dr. Mbewe posachedwapa.
Wow, I think K-Pitch looks amazing on the door.
The electric blue calls it for me.
Come on, look at the tango, candy pink, burnt orange, okay, sweet lime.
Do you like what you see? You can dream it and live it. Download your Rainbow app today and begin the magic of transforming your home into a fabulous space. Rainbow Paints. Peace of mind. Part of the deal.
Ngati mwango tipeza kumene tatantunda ndithu ndi Dr. Mbewe loseri jamuti
Kalumbamoyo Edward Kalumbamoyo
okay. Edward Ubuntu
Kalumbamoyo
Mbewe. Makontena amenewa chifukwa kunanso vuto lina limene nalo ndi kuba kuna anthu amaba kwambiri. Vuto limene mulidziwa
imene ndi moral corrosiveness.
Moral corrosiveness. Moral corrosiveness.
Yeah. And the vutoli, I think, is very predominant in humanity. And who fe tinabado opepera as a people. Sikuti ndamayo okay.
Okay.
Ngakale kwa America zimachitika.
Aliko so opepera?
Yeah. Kuba kunchikhalidwe cha munthu. Unfortunately.
Uli nazo zambiri kumabaso?
Kumabaso.
Okay.
And the worst it gets, amene so ali ndi zinthu kale.
Amene amakhala
amakaso ipira.
Zona. Amene ali zinthu kale.
Yeah, amakaso akuba. Ine ndakhapo ndi mayamika mu kuti I could write a check for $50 million, one signature.
$50 million?
$50 million, one signature. I would sign a check.
Nzimambobe nkhola.
One signature. Kumaze kuti ndiganize kuti cheki chisimkana ngolempera kwa ineyo ndiwerokepo pano ndizipita kumudzi. Kuma within your conscious you believe in a life looking over your shoulders. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
I need my peace of mind. Ndiye example imene tinayona ku Tanzania ya Magufuli.
Yeah.
That's fundamental humanity. The core value ya muntu cannot be surpassed by wealth. Yapazikula pasi chuma yapazikula. Ndiye zimene takhanisa kupanga kuti ndiye patriots. We realized kuti they're patriots kumanso kale mu dziko muno tinawo kale ma Lions Club, ma Rotary Club, alikale ni ma chapters. Those chapters are already established. Kumanso those people in those groups, they're already committed to help our people. So we leverage that. The patriots, after we did a group leader, we looked at what is the structure already in place.
Okay.
Let's bring those to the table. Dr. Bunongwe, Dr. Nkosi, we brought those people to the table because they already know the landscape. Then together we can form a very solid group which is here for the people.
Yeah.
They kupeseka from my university, to my doctor, they're ready to work with us.
Okay.
Because they can help us with it, understand medical area landscape. Within that thinking, tinaona kuti tikamapita mbaboma, there's a very established structure ya mafumu. Chifanga tikontainer ibwera pachoro kuli matie kale.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Ngati katundu itikunena kuti akuchoka kwa anthu ku America, anthu. And Islamic Relief USA anthu akumatenga msembe, kumapereka sembe. Iwo achakutenga ndalama zija kutipangira zinthu parking zinyamuke kuja zibwere ku Malawi. Katundu je so aboma ya.
Okay.
And the problem sometimes we have, tikanena kuti katundu ndi waboma imakhala ngati conscious yathu imapita kokagona
Okay.
kuti tibe katunduchi
Kuti dzikebe mwini wake.
yeah, it's open season. That must change. Government tibe katundu ndo anthu.
That's right. Yeah.
It's our tax money.
Yeah.
Kwaba saboma kwa kutundu boma lilibe ndalama ya, and the fact that anthu mboma muja kumaganiza kuti katundu yo ndi waboma, they don't understand the economics of how that works. You are there as a custodian wa katundu anthu.
Yeah.
Anthu ndamene akula katunduja ndiye katundu uyu pamene akusiyanirana ndi pakuti tsopano anthu atipasa ndalama kunyamula katundu ku America kudusa mu bridge ya boma.
Okay.
Yeah. Bridge ya boma.
Yeah.
Mukukafika kuti kwa anthu ndi tikafika kucholo kucha tinapeza a TA apa boma. A TA chakwapeza ngwazo katundu wanu amfumu tabweretsa. A DC ngati branch ya boma ali pamene. Amfumu waje ndi judiciary manager. If we had to design this country the way the Americans have done, tikana the 3 branches of government because it's already here.
Okay.
Tili ndi executive,
Yeah.
president.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tili ndi congress,
Yeah.
legislative. Tili ndi mafumu, judicial. We can do that. These 3 arms of government, you should check each other. Mukanaona kuti corrosive nature ya kuba kanata. And we have to get there.
Yeah.
Kumano containers zimene zikubwera zikafika kumene kucha tsopano chapter iliko kale mwina ya Lions Club, chapter iliko kale mwina ya Rotary Club, akudziwa mayendesedwe a zinthu. Ndiye patriots amene tapeza so pamene, and patriots is made by anthu amene kuti what can I do for my country? Like Kennedy said, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. This is Kennedy talking about America at the time where the economy was going in the wrong direction. Everybody had lost hope. It needed a leader to activate that human spirit to say we can do it. And those words changed America. The America you see today was not the America during Kennedy. Why can't we do that? So when itafika kumene kuja kwapeza mfumu, mkwauza mfumu katundu. Kumano mubwere list imene ya katundu ali mu container, list ndi.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
List inayo alinayo panopa kope apa chipatala.
Okay.
Ndi katundu chakatsika. Mubwere kaya mawa kaya mkucha mwafusi akuoneseni kuti ujeni gym equipment ija ya recovery ya therapy treadmill iri apa, mpando wa kuche dentistry uli apa, ma x-ray aja tumanena ali apa, mabedi aja ali apa, ndi afumu aja nawo uche kuti wodi yakuti kuti chakuti yakuti, wodi yakuti kuti chakuti, wodi yakuti, and you should be coming here every month kuti kodi zinthu ziya zikugwira ntchito, zinthu ziya zilipo. Ngati chinthu chiya chachoka mfumu nambala yanga ndi kuyikane ma biomedics amene ali pa chipatala pano, I'll connect them ma biomedics ku America apa nga ma video calls kunayoda utsekule pakuti upange chakuti utitengere motherboard yo nambala yake ndi chani, titumiza ndi FedEx or DHL.
Okay.
Zinthu zimene tikufuna kuti zisatitsika nguonongeka zikhale pakona. We are not doing that.
Okay.
So this is sustainability.
Chifatima taya zino.
So pano mfumu aja mphamvu imene tapatsa ndi kuti anyamata patriots muli nawo, Rotary Club muli nayo, Lions Club muli nayo, you have the resources to work with. And here's the structure of your oversight. Mukamabwera kuno muona kuti zinthu zikuyenda kuti chakuti chili kwati, ma supplies akuyenda bwanji, komanso mwafusa sopano achipatala. How do you take you from stage A to stage D? Chifukwa tamva kuti ma hospital kunali ma levels star 1, star 2, star 3. Kunjewu tisanabwese container nali star 2 or star 1, pano ali star 3.
Okay.
This one now we have learned, oh, there's a process here in the medical council plan. Tifuna sono apite kunsanji, apite kuchitipa, apite kukaronga, to say if Nchewa has done it, why can't you do it in Karonga? Or if there's a reason why you're failing, we need to know what it is, so we can come in and help. Kuti timpange move my standards.
Ena mavuto amene mwaona ndi chani?
Mavuto amene taona, I think a classic example ndi zimene taona kuzomba.
Kuzomba?
Kuzomba, there was an issue ya kuba.
Okay.
So, but the good thing ndi yakuti process ya nchipatala muchi ndimene inapanga capture kuba kuchi. So what we want to do
Alabaka ndo mwabweretsa?
we don't know.
Okay.
Kumano, some of the things amene anapanga listed
Yeah.
because when somebody is saying there's a transformer, step down transform, that tells you something.
Yeah.
But if a step down transformer, then the machine that was using that transformer is from 110.
Okay.
And 110 was rapasiri kuti ku America.
Okay.
Yeah. 240 is here.
Yeah, it's
210 is what? Koma mundu akangukuza ni 110 a brand.
Ndi America.
So if you look at the list, it's interesting as I saw. Koma bagoneka 110. It should now say, okay, something here, we have to find out what's going on. Komano, one of the beautiful things, I think system as a guido did this still going on. It was an internal system. The different one with the Zomba Central Hospital. How have they designed that to catch that?
Okay.
You see, we're also learning in this process because a growing person has to learn. You can't know it all.
Yeah.
You have to learn.
Yeah.
And through learning, you're growing now. So the positive Zomba, that can also be replicated across.
Yeah.
Even if we have oversight. Kumano, when people have this corrosive character, amatopanga corrosions. More than 2-3 people would have visitors. We have to have a way to see what it is. That's why we know that Fuma Jagaziwa and Tagaziwa Mutz. Musujama know that what would you do with such a wood?
Tingo tengera poso mai. Potino ndaku America ifetili kuno. Mukaniza kuti tikumakhala mu mphawi wa dzaoneni. Tikulankhula pano boma likula unonga ndalama zambiri kukula chimanga ku Zambia kudyetsa watu. If you may operate on us as a people,
lack of analysis.
Lack of analysis.
We're failing to analyze things because we're blinded by politics. Isms.
Okay.
You see?
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying if this nation is to move forward, we have to take out these isms. They're killing us. And I've given you an example from Nkota, but I'm not sending a container which Nkota. It has to be driven by data. It's the final stage of a human life. Community specialist early, and they need something, X-ray, whatever, because they'll be coming from Sanji, they'll be coming from Chitipa, they'll be coming from everywhere to get the help here. That's where I should start. When you approach things with data, when you approach things with this critical thinking, that means you're throwing away all these isms. What party you belong, what tribe you belong, what region. That's what's killing this nation. We cannot develop as a people. China is all Chinese. That's why they are where they are. This country can only change if our thinking is fundamentally based on doing good to humanity, another human being. So this country, we could have analyzed, who has Chimanga in the whole country? Because that also in itself, you're addressing Forex issues.
Yeah.
Forex issues. Not only are you buying Chimanga, but you're also addressing Forex issues. But you're also giving your own Malayans money for the next crop, for the next growing, because they need that for farm inputs. So only if you're sick in mind, you can do that. Chimanga just in country they will still need surplus. We still need surplus. Then you go outside your borders. But don't tell me you don't have Forex and you're buying into Wunja. That means you're not thinking. Intellectual poverty. Why? Why are people hiding the maize? Is it the price? Why are they hiding the maize? If maize is a fundamental thing to this country, you have the right to put a cap on maize.
Okay.
But before you do that, and understand, how does it cost somebody?
Yeah.
How does it cost somebody to produce a bag of maize before you put a cap on it? And you find or the price of maize is high, you find with my farmer inputs, they're more than the selling of the maize.
Yeah, that's right.
If I can't break even as a farmer, what do you expect me to sell something? What kind of business is that? Intellectual poverty. If you have intellectual wealth, your decisions have to be directed by data.
Yeah.
By data. You can't come in a government or in a company as a CEO without looking at the balance sheet. Understand? You look at the balance sheet, you say, who do I owe what and why? You come in a country and you want to understand the balance of trade. Give me a report of balance of trade for the past 10 years, 5 years.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Where is the issue? You need to come out with outside. And why can't we have those things? Zona might is Zambia.
So, yeah, it doesn't make sense.
And I may be talking at somebody, I'm talking about Because one thing I know about myself is the conviction about this country. All the people I work with, I do things with, they know this money comes from Malawi. Because all I can talk about is this country.
Okay.
And when I hear about all these discoveries of minerals and stuff, I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm scared.
Why are you scared?
Because of intellectual poverty.
Okay.
There's no reason for Malayans Banoba kumatenga cause from our ground and export them. It's the time Malaya has to say it has to be made here.
Yeah.
In the 70s, you go to Saudi Arabia, they had nothing. They were receiving help from African countries, Sudan, Libya, Morocco. Saudi Arabia was receiving help in the 70s. But what they did do was they understood their wealth underground. They sent their children abroad to learn purification, petroleum engineering. And when they came back, there were companies there sending the cores to, petroleum, the core of the petroleum before purification outside the country. When those kids came back, they said, we're stopping that. They started making everything, and final product leaves the country. Where is Saudi Arabia now? We are sitting right here, God-given minerals and wealth, and yet we're exporting these things abroad. You have so many educated. The beauty about poor countries, or countries which are economically challenged, Brian, God blesses those people with the export of these brands.
Okay.
You get it? A country that has no resources for whatever reason to meet the needs of its young people, that country is blessed with the brains of those people wherever they've gone. If you bring them home, you will change the country because the thinking starts to change. I was in Ethiopian Airways, and when you analyze Ethiopian Airways, why it has grown so much, just riding that plane, I realized 65% of the passengers were Ethiopians. You see that? 65% of an airline riders are Ethiopians. You cannot beat that airline because your own people, between DC, between Chicago, between Ethiopia, are riding your plane, which means your break even is taken care of.
That's right.
It's taken care of. So 46% of the Ethiopian economy is run by a diaspora. And when I met the president in 2022 at the United Nations General Assembly, this country was going through Forex challenge. I have done within the space of Forex challenge what we call institution of a banking system. Malawi can open a bank in the United States of America. Every Malayan in America, at least the largest part of Malayans in America, will start banking with this bank. You know why? Because we can come home knowing we already have an account.
That's right.
So right, I'm here. By the time I leave here, I may spend 20 million kwacha. I'll just go to the bank and take that 20 million kwacha. And you know where the dollars are? Back in America. So when the government of Malawi needs to transact international transaction using US dollars, they already have a bank in America.
That's right.
They already have 3 million people in America that are banking. Now, for many of us, we've sent drama tumange manyumba. Palibe manyumba. Palibe manyumba. Tatumiza drama. Why? Because of a corrosive culture.
That's right. That's right.
So imagine behind that bank in the US, there's Malawi housing. Which means now I can take a loan from that bank.
Yeah, that's right.
And that bank is going to get Malawi housing to build me a house in Hodawod. And I'll have a loan, maybe 50,000, 100,000, and I'll be paying there. We're driving vehicles that are costing 130, 140,000. I would rather have that money to build a house in Hodawod, 130,000, didn't loan your bank for five years. Now I can come home with that. I'll be in a house built by Malawi housing. Labor now is Malayan labor, and you give Malawi housing 5-10% for building that house. But look at this. Where is that money? It's in America, and the government can transact with that same forex. You can change forex issue this country has within 1 year. I said that to the president at the time.
President Chakwera. Okay.
Another and another issue is dual citizenship. Dual citizenship, according to international law and international taxation, when a citizen is a dual citizen, the government of Malawi now starts to work with Internal Revenue Services in America. If you say all Malayan citizens that are in America, you have to pay 10% tax. We will be submitting tax to Malawi, 10% of the tax that we pay to the US. So if US is collecting only 22%, 10% comes to Malawi. Take 3 million people who are Malawians. Take an average poverty level salary, which is $50,000 a year. Take 10% of that, times 6 million people, or 3 million people. How much is the money Malawi is leaving on the table in the US? 2.5 billion every year. This country is not poor. Intellectual
Why are we not doing that? Why?
Intellectual poverty.
Okay.
It's one thing to be an economist in the office, or a teacher as an economist. It's another thing to practice. One thing to be a lawyer as a professor at a university, another thing to be a practicing lawyer. There are things we know we've learned in the books. There are things now they're not even in the books. Bitcoin marketing, it's not in the books of economics.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Trading on the phones, it's not in the books of economics. Things are evolving, things are changing.
Every day.
So those people practicing these things, they know exactly a solution, because these solutions are modern solutions. Google is obsolete now.
Yeah.
Why? Because you're going AI.
Yeah.
You just don't want to know about where's Banda. No, but if you go artificial intelligence, it will not only tell you where Banda is, but how Banda came to be being.
That's right, yeah.
You see?
That's right.
We have to be able to change with time. Intellectual wealth gives you that ability to connect all the tools you have around you. So our nation is a very educated nation. Our nation is a very rich nation. The challenge we have, we are expecting or waiting other people to address our issues. That has
So it's not a leadership problem.
It's not a leadership problem.
Because sometimes people say amatusokoneza ndandalewa sokonera twandalewa.
Because if the leaders are surrounded by intellectuals, that's what leadership is. Leadership doesn't mean you're smart.
Okay. Leadership doesn't mean you're smart.
You don't have to be smart to be a leader. That's a fallacy. That's a lie. You don't have to be smart to be a leader. You have to know your weaknesses to be a leader.
Okay.
You get that?
Yeah.
Because when you know your weaknesses as a leader, then you find the right people with that intelligence you're lacking to be on your team. You know, Brian, if you can't fight, you'll have a bouncer.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's leadership.
Okay.
I can't fight.
Yeah.
I'll find the biggest guy in Banda to be my bodyguard. That's leadership. Those simple things are what leadership is.
Okay.
You find a Mike Muzi, they have a way to say, okay, I think if I move I can build a house. She was not going to lift that stone.
That's right. Yeah.
You lift that.
Yeah.
Because she knows her weakness.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's too heavy, don't understand.
Yeah.
Hey, move that over there. That's leadership. You have to know your weaknesses as a leader, and then you identify the talent.
Identify the talent.
And you put that house of talent. That's what leadership is about. And also leadership, you have to know, here is the path of politicians or politics. Politics to put you in power. Okay? That's their path to put you in power.
Yeah.
Once this work is done to put you in power, there's now the arm of economics.
Okay.
This arm now is the one that's going to take you into taking the nation into another level.
I see.
You have to make sure that to this path, they know each other, they respect each other.
The politics path and the economic path.
Yeah, they know each other, they respect each other, but also they know when to interchange.
You can't just have one path.
No, you have to have two paths.
Okay.
But they have to know when to interchange. This is the time of campaign.
Yeah.
Once that's done, you're now in office.
Yeah.
This slows down.
Okay.
And this takes off. And as a leader, you have to let these two know that your timing now is to slow down.
Okay.
Because these guys have to do the job without fearing you, but working with you. They have to have the independence of doing the work right, without isms, to deliver this nation forward. So look where the head is. I can see left, I can see these two hands.
Yeah.
And when this one is tired, you pass it on to this, and vice versa. You cannot create animosity between these two. These are the paths coming to your brain, and you have to identify those. And as a leader, that's all you need to be able to know. Why do I need this person? Why do I need that person? And at the end, how do Malayans benefit from it? We can't change this nation if our thinking is mirrored in isms. Any nation. That's why we can't beat China, because everybody is Chinese. So I say this with conviction, and I say this with sorrow and soul in it, because I fundamentally believe this nation in 2025, it should have been somewhere.
Yeah.
So the work we are doing is all about from people to people, and the government is the bridge.
What about, you talked about smiling surgeons. Are you facing challenges with that job as well?
Yes, and the challenge is we've managed to get amazing people.
Yeah.
Dr. Tanya Nkungula is one of us who is practicing in the US. Dr. Longwe is one of us practicing in the US. These are Malayan people that want to come here and do work for our people. Instead of sending people to South Africa, sending them to China, or sending them to India, a guardian and a patient is somewhere between 40,000, 50,000. The 2 missions they have done here, they've treated about 66 people.
Yeah.
Each one of that is about 50,000. How much money the country saved? About $4 million US. For that level of work, why can these people come in this country and finding us ready for them? What can we do? Where can we go? When they came here to work with Dr. Mchenga, we saw these swellings of people under the necks that they can't function, they can't do things. They can't, and many of these are benign, they're not cancerous. So they cut them off, they do. As a Malayan, I can go to Queen Elizabeth. I heard about this medical camp. What can I do? There's a brother, there's a sister coming from Chitipa to Banda. They've never been here. Imagine somebody coming to the Guardian and say, I'll bring you food. Or come and stay with me. And we'll come together to the hospital. That's the work each and every one of us has to do.
Yeah.
And you find those doctors now, they can actually invite people from Sanjo Chitipa to come here a week earlier, do the assessment, and see the patient is ready for operation. By the time that team comes in, you can do 100 operations.
That's right, yeah.
And then the ICUs are ready. Because now we know we can work together. Mahamuro can say, hey, we have a space here. Corporate citizen, giving back to the society. It's like a business place or it's a commercial place, but there are moments in this life that you say, no, I gotta give back to the community. You see? And there could be Moewatu can say, hey, we have 2 more rooms here. Everyone working together to respond to these issues our country is facing.
Yeah.
Until we get there, we will be literally floating on the ocean without an anchor and just blowing on the wind like a pendulum. We're going this way, we're going that way, because we're people without a foundation. We've lost our bearings as a people. Who are we? Doesn't the person from Chireka suffer from hunger? Doesn't the person from Karonga suffer from hunger? So as a leader, as a person, why should I let that happen under my watch?
We hear you, Dr. Mbewe. Unfortunately, we don't have much time.
Kumudzi tibwerera.
Because we need you here.
Yeah. Kumudzi tibwerera, I think ntchito ndi yakulu. Ntchito ndi yakulu. Kumudzi tibwerera kuma the thinking ndi yakuti what can we do while we're there? Kuti slowly and steadily kumudzi kunozi.
Kumudzi wangu saka maitana kuti uje ndale muzati imiri.
Aye. I made it clear. My purpose on this earth is to look at people, Malayan people, and strong belief that they can be better. And I don't think you can do that as a politician.
You can't do that as a politician.
You have to do that as a human being.
Okay.
So if time comes where I may be in a position to be in that space, I don't want to be looked at as a politician. I want to be looked at as a son of this country that want to change this.
What about if President Mutharika is watching us tonight? Ndiye akunena kuti ndakumvani Mbewe tabwera.
At that time, this country will not be a country of tribal demarcations.
Okay. But you're willing to sit with government officials?
Yes.
You're willing to sit?
Yes, because only
and advise?
Only then we can change this country. There's so many contracts that have been signed over 30 years, over 40 years. We have to review those.
Okay.
And change for our people. So, and this is why I'm saying leadership is about identifying your resources.
That's right, yeah.
So we can come together and let's change this country. But before we do that, Malayans have to realize, if I'm a Yao, there's a Chewa in Kasunga, I'm a Yao in Mangochi. What does that mean? We're all suffering from the same challenges: food, health, education. Let's bury that nonsense. Let's take that down. We are Malawians. Only then can we change this nation.
Unfortunately, we don't have much time. Ndikufuna ndikuyamikeni kuti munabwera. We are all inspired. I think this country has potential.
Yes.
We just need to put them in the right place. That's what we have been told, Matsulwana.
Yes.
Let's put talented people in the right place.
Yes.
Mafuna muyangane kamera yathu yo. Mwasira utenga wanji Malawi, Matsulwana.
Utenga kwa Malawi ndo wakuti andufe ndo odala. We're very blessed nifa ndo odala. Koma tifike pa nthawi yakuti mitundu imene kuti panga separate. Kuti ine ndo wakuti zimene zitike kumbali. Komanso ndi nthawi yakuti tithandizane ndi boma, tithandizane ndi anzathu kuti dziko linoli tilisinthe lipite patsogolo. Mafunso kumafunsa anzeru kwa akuluakulu amene ali mundali kuti chakuti bwanji chikuyenda bwanji. Kuti pamenepo tingathandize bwanji. Ndiye ndikupempha Amalawi kuti tipite patsogolo. Khalidwe lomakhala ndi ma tribes, ma regionalism lithe. Komanso zinthu zimene tapasidwa tizigwiritse ntchito molondola ndi mmene zikufunika kuti zithandize mtundu wathu. Kuzipatalako mukhale responsible kuti zinthu zindi zathu anabwera kuzatipatsa ndi tifuna tiziyang'anire kuti zisachokenso pa chipatala pano ya. Komanso mavuto amene akupezekawo tilankhulane kuti tiye tipeze chithandizo. Andife kunja kuti kumva kuti tithamange tithandize mtundu wathu. Ndiye chonde Amalawi gwirani ntchito bwino ndi boma, gwirani ntchito bwino ndi akuluakulu, komanso tifunsane kuti kodi ife tipite patsogolo tifike pa Chinese kulibe mtundu ndi mtundu mmodzi. Ndiye ife tifike pa nthawi kuti tikhale mtundu mmodzi kuti dzikoli tilisunthe patsogolo. Sikumakwambiri.
Dr. Mbewe kuchokera ku Chicago mdziko la America mwatilemekeza kwambiri. Quite interesting hearing you talk. You have energized all of us. Ndikuyamikeni kwambiri chifukwa chakubwera. Pamene panso ndiye pa mapeto a program yathu madzulo ano ya Times Exclusive. Ndinali ndi Dr. Edward Mbewe apa akati acha Ubuntu Kalumbamoyo Mbewe. Iwowa adabadwira kunkhota-kota kumudzi mkunkhota-kota. Koma adakhazikika ku America akumabweretsa ma container andalama zankhaninkhani. Imodzi ndalama mumakhala ndalama
2.8 billion kwacha.
Yeah, container imodzi 20 foot bile.
40 foot high container. 40 foot high container.
Akupereka mzipatalamu mwaulere.
Eya.
Tieni tisamali katundu amene. Ndipo tili ndi anzathu amene akutithandiza ku America kuti tithandize dziko lathu. Andi zinthu sizikumangobwera, tikumabwera kuzafunsa mukufuna chani. Tikupita kuchankuka pembe. Ndi mabungwe ngati Islamic Relief Yonse, UPS Foundation, machalichi, Malawi amene kuyika mabokosi pamodzi kuti tithandize dziko lathu. Koma katundu yakafika kunoko ndi wathu. Chifukwa mfumu ali pompo, mabungwe othandiza ali pompo kuti sopano tione kuti X-rays ni mapanga pankhota-kota. Kapena pankhata pe pano pangiro. Tithandizanenso ndi madokota. Ndokugwira ntchito paja kuti tikuthandizani chachoka ndi chani. Tiziwe kuti chikozeke mwansanga. Ife tikudikira kuti tizimva feedback. Yeah. So apitile kutithandiza pali 100
containers. 100
amene akubwera.
Ndiye tikamaliza omwe tifuna tipite education.
Okay.
Mabungwe akali ngati Google, mabungwe ngati Facebook, tangu nawo kati tifuna tibwese ku Malawi kuno between 6 and 10 million computers. Kuti tiyambe kindergarten mpaka university. Mwana aliyese akhali ndi computer.
Zimene zichitika.
Ndili nkati mwa kuti zimene zipangike. Tikati umene kusoma tifuna agriculture. Mabungwe agriculture kuti ambakali kuyang'ana nawo kuti tuone. Chifukwa kuno tikutaya nthawi kumamera chimanga. Mamuti tipange zinthu zimene kunoko sifuna fertilizer.
Okay.
Ngati ma avocado. Ku America kulibe avocado.
Okay.
Tichose ma avocado kunapite ku America. Tikatenge chimanga kuchi chibwere kuno. One container ya avocado imene chowe kuno ibweresa ma container achimanga 20 kuchoka. Ndi
chimanga chinacho chambiri mwene.
Tikulimira nchi chimanga. Thinking.
Okay. Tita kuitana niso. Mukanga mulizo mbiri zokamba. Ndine Brian Banda, malomwa ife tonse kuno ku Times headquarters ku Blantyre, kukuyamikani pokhala nafe madzulo ano, and goodbye.